So we are going to point out just few differences between the two classes that we are able to look at. Now we looked at class insecta. So let's pick a representative organism, maybe the one that we have used, grasshopper. Let's look at grasshopper and our spider. So if we have these two organisms, one belonging to insecta and the other which is arachnida, we use this same principle for organisms belonging to all other classes. Now the difference, we have to look at the differences. Normally we look at differences in external features, so we call them observable differences that you can observe. Now one, you can observe that this one has 3 body divisions, and we know which, and we need to mention the names of the body divisions, which is head, thorax, and abdomen. As we have said, this one has 2 body divisions, which is cephalothorax and abdomen. Now we can come up to say that this one has a pair of antenna. So we have presence of antenna, and this one there is absence of antenna, because antenna is present in the grasshopper but is absent in the spider. Another feature that we can see is the eyes, the nature of the eyes. The insect has a pair of compound eyes, so we can write that compound eyes are present, and the ear does not have compound eyes. What this one has is simple eyes. Simple eyes are present. So we make differences based on these features that we can see. Because it is grasshopper and spider, we can talk about the wings too. If we are particular about these organisms, then we can say that here there is presence of wings, and here we have absence of wings. Absence of wings. We have a lot of features like that, and we can live, about the difference. So these are the 1 principles by which we make those differences. If you look at these differences, it has to do with maybe the number of particular features in one and the other compared to that of the other one. Or you look at the nature of that feature. When we are talking about the body divisions, it is the number of body divisions that we are considering. The 2 of them are body divisions, but one is 2, whereas the other one is 3. When we are talking about the antenna is present in one, but there is no antenna at all in the other one. It's a very wonderful difference. When we look at the nature of the eyes are present in both, but one is a particular type of eyes, compound eyes. The other one are simple eyes. So you make differences based on features that are observed, especially if you are dealing with specific organisms like this. Now it would be wrong for us to be talking about internal organs at this point. We won't be talking about the fact that what this one used for excretion is different from what this one uses for excretion. Why? Because those features we cannot see them. That's why the term observable is normally used. So a lot of students make that mistake. Don't make that mistake. When you are making these differences, concentrate, especially when an examiner asks you, and this word observable is there. If the observable is there, then it must be part of the body that you can see. In the same manner, you may be asked to strike out similarities between any two organisms. You do it in the same way. Whatever is present in one, and it is also present in the other one. And when you want to do that, most of these figures will also be involved, because if you are making, we are drawing comparison and making similarities between these two organisms. If we say both have eyes, we are correct, because even though they don't have the same type of time, but the two, whether compound or simple, they are all eyes. So if you say both have eyes, both have working legs, is acceptable, because we are talking about things that are common to both. So I would like you to find out more, get more differences, and as much as possible more similarities between these two organisms. Last week, or in our last class, when we were looking at this study, we were finding out about the economic importance of these organisms generally that belongs to the phylum Arthropoda. Look at the economic importance of phylum of arthropods generally, arthropods. So I expect that what we are going to be thinking about are the organisms that are there. For example, we know that insects like grasshopper, okay, destroy foliage leaves of crops on the farm. That's an economic importance. And we know that butterfly helps us to pollinate our flowers. Bees will help us to pollinate our flowers. So they also help in pollination. And the general one is that most of these organisms, they serve as food. So that's an economic importance. They serve as food. You can mention a lot of them. Grasshoppers serve as food. Honeybee produces honey that serve as food. The grasshopper are eaten by some people, and it's a rich source of protein. So we have a lot of benefits from this phylum Arthropoda. The crayfish, the lobster, the crabs, they all serve as food, and they are good source of protein. So on such points, you can say they serve as food, or they serve as source of protein. When you say that, you still mean the same thing. So as we are closing, I want you to go on your own and go over this topic that we have looked at. And the assignment that I want to give to you is to follow the principles for making drawings, and make drawings of two representative organisms that are going to write on the board now, and label them fully. This one will help you to identify the parts of the body of these organisms. So our assignment will be that make large labeled drawing following organisms. One, I would like you to draw the cockroach, and then normally we consider the view to make the dorsal view of cockroach, and then to make your own drawing of representative organisms of arachnida, which is the spider. Also, the dorsal view. The dorsal view means that you draw the view or the portion of the body that is direct to the sky. So as if you are looking at it. When you stand right and you are looking at the organism on the floor, lying dorsoventrally. So what you are seeing as you are looking at it is the dorsal view. The part that points to the floor is the ventral, portion. So what normally you call the back of that, organism is the dorsal view. So it will help you to express those parts of the body and make sure you label. Because the question is you should follow the principle and then come out in flying colors. Good day to you.